food, sex, and death.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Food, Sex, and Death. We are recording live here from the French Quarter in New Orleans. My name is Colin Bohannon, alongside my co-host, as always, nationally performing burlesque dancer, Lefty Lucy.
Hi, everybody.
General scumbag and one of my favorite people in the world, Mike Polino.
Anybody got change for a nickel?
And musician and incredible bartender, The Pooch. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to start today with Lefty Lucy. She's got some things to say about interpersonal relationships between men and women and how that shit gets fucked up. Lefty, what do you got for us?
Okay, so I've been thinking a lot lately about this concept of the window. The idea that, like, if you don't make a move or hook up with someone in a certain amount of time, that it's never going to happen.
Guys call that the friend zone.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's...
I hate that phrase.
Well, I think it's bullshit, but I'd love for your thoughts on the matter.
The friend zone's a weird thing because, like, when you're younger, I feel like that's an actual, like, I'm in the friend zone. I've been chasing this girl. Blah, blah, blah. I feel like it's more of a thing that, like, happens in, like...
is what that means.
I feel like it's more of a thing that happens in, like, 90s movies where, like... But, like, once you're in your 30s, like... I've had sex with almost all of my friends. Like, you know, like, and it's just like...
I have not had sex with you, Colin. I just want that to be on
eyes
the
have to
podcast.
come way across the
I don't consider you a friend.
Bitch. It's true. I'm your sister.
Here's the thing. I feel like when you're, you know, like in your late 20s and into your 30s and beyond, it's like one of those things where it's like, yo, everybody loves to fuck, right? It's,
Big fan.
It's the dopest, right? So when you're like in your 30s, late 20s, whatever it is, it becomes like, oh, hey, you're safe. You know, like, you're my friend. We can go fuck, and then we can also, like, high five the next day and move on with our lives. It's not, you know, it's like we can still be friends, and just
Everyone
because we have...
loves a post-coital high five for sure.
Yeah, exactly. The post-coital high five.
I do a good game and a slap on the ass
Right,
usually. Tell them to take a lap to cool off and hit the showers, you know?
Clean yourself up.
Did that hurt? Rub some dirt on it, kid. You're fine.
Women sleeping with men is very different than men sleeping with women. Trust for your personal health and safety is very different for women than it is for men.
agreed.
And the idea of a friend zone and the idea of the window is total bullshit if you're trying to sleep with a heterosexual woman. Because the longer you know her, the longer she's going to see how you treat your friends, how you treat your family. If you have family, how you deal with that, how you deal with your anger issues. Because we
Squeeze the
all have
toothpaste in the middle
anger
of the tube,
issues.
yeah.
She's going to observe how you treat the women you fuck with. Because, like, let's be grown-ups. We've all fucked people. It doesn't matter how many people you've fucked. It matters how you've dealt with those situations.
Right.
And so if you are a straight man trying to fuck straight women, the idea of the window and the friend zone is condescending, misogynistic rhetoric.
I think you're totally right. I more went from, like, my perspective where I close my own damn window, though. You know what I mean? Like, I have a window, not like, oh, she friend zoned me. It's never going to happen. I don't fuck that shit.
I agree with you, Lefty, because it is. It's a bigger, like, emotional and, like, and a safety issue. When you're like, oh, let's see how they treat people, other women that they fuck with or, you know, mess with, whatever, and how they treat waiters, how they treat, you know what I mean? If that individual is just a person in your life, that's one thing. But if it's an actual friend, if they were shitty to other women or they were just a dick, they wouldn't be an actual friend. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Okay, I have been in relationships with men who are horrible human beings, but they're only that way to the woman they're in an intimate relationship with. Groucho Marx is, like, documented as being this way. Desi Arnaz is documented as being this way. There are certain men who are this way.
Also, I thought it was interesting that the two people that, like, the two examples that you brought up about being shitty to women, neither of them have been relevant since color TV. Like,
But neither have most of my references
You know who was shitty to women? Winston Churchill and Charlie Chaplin.
Like, there's so many Me Too stories that are like yesterday you could have brought up. And
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Charlie Chaplin.
Yes.
I know, but I watched
Groucho Marx.
shit.
First of all,
This is what's
never
in-
trust
yeah,
a
I
man
mean-
with a fucking mustache. All right.
That's
Listen,
always that's like
if-
that's the thing I don't understand. Let's go back to this to the window for a second here.
love that
Okay?
all three
I
of you
want
have
to come back to the
down
window
my
because
balls.
now when you're friends with the woman and they're learning all of these things about you and whatever the fuck, and it's deepening and you're having these long talks and everything's beautiful or whatever the fuck, and they're fucking every dude you know. That is a little bit, you know what I'm saying? And they don't fuck you, and they're not going to fuck you because you're in this friend zone with them, and you have an emotional intimacy with them.
misogynistic, but that's because coffee's for fucking closers, man. You know what I mean? Like,
If you're obese, like I've been in this situation, that's why I'm bringing this up many times. You can't have game on them. They don't want to fuck you because you're fat.
Dude, I
you
am.
just gotta get a cool hat.
Yo, dude.
You know, start a fucking band, and then you'll get laid.
My weird celebrity three-way fantasy is John Goodman and Bill Murray.
So an octogenarian and a septuagenarian who is 400 pounds.
I'm never gonna have an erection again.
I just like it would be so fun that it would be a huge turn on, and like it would be like I feel like they how we'd laugh, like
Don't
it would
go there,
be
Colin.
such a good time.
You like. I feel like you're just really kind of saying, I kind of just want to hang out with Bill Murray and John Goodman.
but I want to do it sweaty and naked.
Well, listen, here's the thing. John Goodman's always sweaty, right?
Yeah.
Even when he's naked. Like,
In Antarctica.
Yeah, but I think if he was
you called that a threesome. Now,
three-way threesome,
I feel like, okay.
What's the
I
distinction?
don't know.
Call it a Tuesday.
I feel like a threes day, huh? That'll be cut out. That'll be cut out, huh? No. So here's the thing, right? I feel like for guys, if you're like, oh, I had a threesome. If for heterosexual males, you're like, I had a threesome. I would assume that you meant you had a sexual encounter with two women. However, if you were to say, oh, tag teamed a girl, I would assume that would be like
Sounds
two
so
guys.
aggressive.
it doesn't. It sounds so much more demeaning than having a
Yeah,
threesome or a three-way
Three-way
sounds
sounds like a
consensual.
No, three-way is different than a threes. I don't know why. That's just how I think about it.
What if it's two girls and one has a strap on? I mean, that still fits
Yeah.
into what you're saying.
I still want to talk about the window. Can we revisit that real quick?
It's been a while.
Yeah, please.
Talk about your
All right,
window,
no,
Mike.
So the window for me is like everyone thinks that I fuck everybody.
Thanks.
And we're all very impressed.
I saw you
No.
when I was biking down the street the other day, and I almost said hi, but then I saw the girl walking next to you.
Let me ask you this question. When they were walking down the street, was he on the outside towards the street, or was he on the inside towards
I
the
was 4 paces in front of her.
Yeah, he was actually.
No, I wasn't. Was I really?
You were like clearly together, but not. It was like, okay, so I know Polino just well enough that I was like, hey, I think that's Polino. Yeah, that's definitely Polino. Oh, Polino's on a date. Hi, but oh no, don't say hi.
All right, can we get back to the window for a second, guys? Because I don't mean by window, I mean getting friend zoned by women, because I don't. I more mean from like my end, an emotional intimacy is achieved where it's like,
Yeah, so it's like you get to a point where it's like, you know,
It's weird to have sex, kind
it's-
of.
Yeah, exactly. It becomes more of a like a brother sister relationship
It's a friendship.
versus
Platonic
yeah, it's very
is the word.
platonic.
so like when you become friends, when
Tom Hanks?
a
No.
friendship evolves in a way that's a non-sexual way, you have like moments of intimacy that are like emotional intimacy. Trying to force that into a romantic situation because you were like pretending you weren't romantically interested, like doesn't kind of like negate all the things you shared before. Like, oh, there was all a fucking ruse to get in my pants. You know what I mean?
My point is more that human beings are people, right? And so the longer
Some of them.
the longer you know them, the more people and human they are.
What a weird emphasis. Human.
Human.
It could also be Hugh woman.
Sure.
Hashtag feminism.
like Hugh Grant?
So I'm sitting at the outside bar after the late show on a Friday, at the Fort Lauderdale Improv, and this like 28-ish-year-old blonde, very attractive woman comes up to me and she's like, "Hey, great fucking show. I thought you were hysterical." Which, seriously, if you're like trying to fuck, like, those are the words. And I was like, "Oh, thank you so much. Thank you for coming out. Check out my website. I'm in town all month, whatever." And she's like, "Cool. I would like to fuck you tonight." And I was like, "Word, let's do that shit. Can I buy you a drink?" And she went, "Oh, I think you misunderstood. What I meant was I would like to fuck you in the ass with a strap on." And obviously my face and silence made it very clear to her that I was stunned.
So how big was the strap on?
So you're more of a pinky kind of guy.
Yes, butt stuff is
Stinky
dope.
Pinky Bohannon.
Like, obviously by my face and my silence and stuttering, she goes, "I get it. It's not your thing. If you're into it, you're super excited. If you're not, then you react like that. So no big deal. Thought you were great. Have a wonderful night." And I was like, "All right.
So polite.
Thank you. That wasn't my jam, but like, good for you."
It could have been literally your jam.
Yes. There you go. There you go, Popo. Lowest common denominator, Popo.
That's where I live. I come from the dirt.
Good for her. She knew what she wanted and she was very upfront about it. And like, I wasn't into it. And she was like, "All right, cool, whatever." That's better than like, you know, being like, "Okay, cool." That's why people fucking break up, because everybody puts airs on about who they are and what they like sexually. And then now you're married
And they're jerking off to midget strap-on porn.
or you're going out and like
It's
you're like
2018.
you're worried about what your wife or your husband or your lover or significant other will think of you if you're like, "I can only come to motorcycle accidents."
Just
you know, like
involve your
whatever.
partner.
Right. And
Was they just getting more mature and like, I don't know.
right. So it's like, cool, this is what I'm into. You're not into it? Cool. Well then let's peace out, Cub Scout. But if you are, dope. Let's see how that goes. We all enjoyed it. Awesome. Now, what's your favorite color? You know what I mean? Like 'cause
Now, have you seen Con Air?
Polino, have you ever had sex with Con Air not in the background?
A couple times. Sometimes it's not on Netflix, so I gotta watch Face Off.
We've had 3 ways with a couple of women together, and every single time you have put
Did
Con
you guys
Air
high five?
on your phone,
Have I?
on your phone every
There
single
was
time.
nothing high five worthy.
No.
Wait, you put shit on your phone while fucking?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like you're watching your phone?
No, it's just on in the
Some background noise.
Oh my God,
you
I've
guys
seen
are
so
weird.
many stand-up routines about you.
Not music? Just a movie?
Or
I mean, like
guys
sometimes
who
music,
do
sometimes a
that.
movie. Like it also depends if you're like, you know, I don't know, for
Polino's closer
things that I
is, you want to
find
come
really
back to my
hot,
place
which
and
is-
watch Con Air.
and it is
Yeah,
1,000%
seems to work for 'em.
effective. Okay, never not worked. Never not worked.
My go-to is
The thing is, if
That's
you're gonna
how
come,
sad the state of dating as a straight woman
no,
is.
no, it's not. It's just my target demographic. If you enjoy, if you will do a shot of
God,
Malort,
Michael.
and the idea of coming back to my house and watching Con Air appeals to you, you also want to have sex with me.
Right, but they're not expecting you to keep the movie on.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in to Food, Sex, and Death. We are live from the French Quarter every Wednesday. This is Colin Bohannon, Lefty Lucy, The Poods, and Michael Polino.